Hey guys, Matt here, Matt Sells Florida. We're over at our brand new investment property, and today I'm going to be going over the three mistakes most new investors are making, and the things that are holding people back, and the things to avoid. So the first thing I want to mention is the question that we are getting all the time, and it's, should we wait? Should we wait for a balance? Should we wait for a crash? Should we wait until we put money in an investment? And to be honest, the answer is waiting is never a good thing. You never really want to wait. I mean, when was the best time to pick up an investment property or a stock or anything, right? It was like 10 years ago. And the next best time was 5 years ago. And the next best time was yesterday, okay? So you don't want to wait to miss out on the opportunity, okay? And the reason for that is every property, every deal you see is a good deal at a certain number. You just have to do the math. And the math is very, very, very important when it comes to these properties, because you want to cash flow, and you can cash flow in this market. We bought this house, we bought this property in this market. It's a beautiful 2-bed, 2-bath. Took us about a couple of weeks, few weeks to renovate it, do the paint, redo the floors and things like that. And we're gonna throw a tenant in here. And how I knew this was a good deal is because of the numbers, which brings me to point number 2. Matt, what happens if we do buy a place, if we do buy a property that we decide to rent out, and what happens if there is a crash? Okay, so here's where we have to go back to. What exactly is a crash? Because do you think that by buying today, the numbers are going to hit rock bottom? They're just gonna plummet like a roller coaster straight down? No, I believe that appreciation will start to not jump as fast as it currently is. I don't think there's going to be a crash. There could be a slowdown, not a crash. And even if there was, let's do the math. Let's do the math on this property in particular. Hey, sorry to interrupt, but before we get into the numbers, do me a favor, look down below, smash that like button for me. It helps the YouTube algorithm and helps show this to other people who may be looking for this content. And please hit the subscribe button. I'll thank you personally, and you'll make my day. Plus, you'll feel really good doing it. So all we have to go over is the monthly payments and the current rent that I believe I can get for this place, which is what we are currently going to get for this place. So all in, mortgage, insurance, taxes, the HOA, which is $100, everything all in comes to $1,500 per month. These homes in this area are currently in this market, call it hot, call it crazy, whatever you want, are currently renting for $2,350 per month. Okay, so we have some cash flow there, right? We have $850 in cash flow per month right now in this hot market. But a few things are happening there besides just the cash flow. We are getting cash flow, which is great. We are getting appreciation, which is great. And we are getting our loan paid down month after month by someone other than us, right? So those, besides taxes, so taxes is like the fourth bonus, but we have those three things. We have the loan being amortized, it's being paid down. We are getting cash flow, and the home is appreciating. So there's 3 ways there that we're increasing our wealth by just owning one property. So now, right now we're at $1,500 a month. It costs us out of pocket, right? We're gonna rent it for $2,350, so that's $850 a month in cash flow, right? Let's say there is a market slowdown. Let's say like the most horrific thing ever happened, and everyone was forced to sell their homes, whatever it is. People were in a tight situation, which is a good situation for people who are ready to invest in things, but that's another video. But let's say that does happen, and there's a complete slowdown, right? So going from $2,350 a month in rent to, let's say our worst case scenario is we have to break even. Like something devastating happened where we have to drop our rent by $850 a month, which is crazy. But let's just say that's the case. So we break even. We can collect $1,500 a month, we're spending $1,500 a month. If that's the worst case scenario, it's not a bad scenario. 2 things are happening still. Eventually your home will be appreciating again, and your loan is still being paid down. The cash flow has stopped, but in a bad market, to just have the cash flow cease for a little bit, even if it's just for a few months, for things to rebalance and go back to normal, count me in, because that's not a terrible thing. Okay, so to go from $2,350 a month in income on this property to $1,500, which is our break-even number, it's not a bad thing. In fact, it's still a good thing. It's not a great thing, but it's still a good thing. A bad thing would be if we're underwater and we can only collect $800 a month, but that's not going to happen for a 2-bedroom, 2-bath, single-family home in Boynton Beach, Florida. I'm sorry, no matter what happens. If there's a nuclear bomb that goes off somewhere, God forbid, well, then we're all in trouble and housing wouldn't even matter anymore, okay? So don't play Chicken Little, the sky is falling. It's not a good trade. So for number 2, don't be fearful of a crash. In fact, learn how to anticipate a crash if there ever is going to be one again, and just learn how to profit from a crash. Because imagine looking forward to a crash just so you can maybe scoop up more property and help people in tough situations who need out of their property, and you're there with cash to go ahead and purchase. Okay, and the third thing I want to go over when it comes to picking up rental properties and investment properties is the third mistake people make is once you're in one, start looking for your next one, okay? You never want to have money tucked away in the bank more than just your emergency fund. And in my opinion, a good, comfortable emergency fund, people fluctuate with months on how much you should have saved. If you have 6 months of living expenses in the bank, that is a great and safe emergency fund. Anything above that, any cash tucked away in a savings account beyond that is just sitting there wastefully, because the bank ain't paying you much on interest. We all know that. Is there inflation? I believe there is. And inflation is definitely increasing way more than the bank is paying you interest on your money sitting there, right? So you want to put that money to work. And I do invest in stocks. I do invest in alternative assets. So if you do have money saved and money tucked away, I believe its best position is in real estate. Because once again, I'll reiterate, you're gonna make money 4 ways. Let's exclude taxes for a second, which is a whole nother conversation, which is way number 4. But the other 3 ways is you're gonna cash flow, the house is going to appreciate, hopefully, if you didn't buy in a terrible market, because you also have to know the markets that you wanna look in. And you're also gonna have your loan paid off each and every month by your tenant. All right, so in conclusion, the best time to buy is right now. Just look for the deal. There's deals to be made everywhere. Just run your numbers. Run your numbers. If your monthly expenses on a property are gonna be $2,000 and your rent's gonna be $2,100 in that market, then your numbers are too fine. First of all, don't even go near that deal. But if that's the margin now, it's not gonna be great when if and when they do slow down. You get what I'm saying? But if your monthly expenditure on a property is $2,000 a month, but you're in an area where that property calls for a $4,000 a month rent, you have a lot of room to work with, and that's something that you should be looking into right now. So my quick few tips at the end would be 1, reach out to a lender just to find out your buying power, just to position yourself for that. And the conversation with the lender is very, very easy. I'll use this for another video as well, but just reach out to a lender. Secondly, reach out to a realtor in the area that you want to be in, just so they can put you on a drip, just to keep a pulse on the market and just to see what's out there. And that's pretty much it. So start looking now. And if this video helped you at all, please smash the like button below. It shows the algorithm that you enjoyed this video, and hopefully it'll show it to other people who may not see this video otherwise. Also, be a huge help. Hit the subscribe button for me. I'll thank you personally. You'll make my day. And thank you so much for listening. If you need help, reach out. Matt Sells Florida, and I'll help you buy it.